What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, former Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellerbe once again chimes in on the career that many boxing fans have now feel the failed legacy career. He's successful financially, but failed legacy career of one Gervonta Tank Davis. Superstar boxer who is 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. Gervonta Tank Davis has never fought the upper echelon of fighters in his career. He's now going on 31 years of age. He was signed to Mayweather Promotions for the majority of his career. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 5'4" with a 67-inch arm reach, is going to fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul November 14th. And Gervonta Tank Davis is saying that he wants to retire, okay, after this fight. He plans on calling it a career. And his fans and many people on social media, his diehard fans, are not on board with this. And they're like, listen, you could have gave us the fights we was looking for, and you didn't do it. And one in particular, Ray Jackson, who was diabolical Tank fan, he now is admitting the writing on the wall. And he's saying that Tank Davis should have fought Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. And Leonard Ellerbe is saying that it's not that easy. Leonard Ellerbe is saying it wasn't that easy to make the fights. And Ray said, yeah, it is. Tank is the A side. He should have sent them a contract. Leonard Ellerbe is saying you don't just send contracts. It don't work that way. It's not that easy. It's a lie. So this is what Leonard Ellerbe, this is what Ray had to say. Tank is the A side, Leonard. If he truly wanted to fight those guys, just send the contract. Leonard Ellerbe responds, Ray, you just don't send contracts, boss. It don't work that way. Obviously, Leonard. Now he's trying to be overly literal. We know you don't wake up and just send a contract. You have to negotiate things. The point is, he never reached out to begin negotiations to get to the point to send the contract. He never had the conversations. He kicked the tires on Shakur Stevenson, asking his availability before he fought Lamont Roach, and when Vasyl Lomachenko pulled out because he got a career back injury, threatening back injury, right? And so he kicked the tires on Shakur Stevenson, but Shakur Stevenson team said, yeah, they're available and they want to make the fight. And he never did anything else with it. He never followed up. They moved on to Lamont Roach, who his own trainer, Calvin Ford, said was a nobody. So why didn't you inquire, deep dive? Shakur Stevenson was a network promotional free agent. Why didn't you deep dive into the availability and what it's going to take to make the Shakur Stevenson fight? When Devin Haney reached out and he had the backing of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who was willing to put a massive amount of money, after Devin Haney had beaten Regis Prograis at 140 pounds, Why didn't they kick the tires on that? When Tank Davis was dancing in the dark with no shirt on, talking about you can't get in touch with Al Heyman. Why didn't his team get in touch with Al Heyman and Al Heyman reach out and say, what's on the table, what's available, what we trying to do? They didn't do that, Leonard. So yes, it is that easy when you're the A side. If you the A side and you the big money man, you the face of boxing, yeah, you can call the shots and demand these fights. And if these dudes don't want to fight, then, well, you could put the pressure on them. But when did you do that? Never. Because, Leonard, just like you saying, it's not that easy, boss, to send a contract. Leonard, you was the one that was saying, well, we can't make this fight because it's not time yet. Y'all was the one dragging your feet. It's not time yet to make these fights happen with all these guys. In due time. In due time. All these fights gonna happen. Tank gonna fight all these fights. When? Not happening. Not happening. It's nasty work, man. Again, like I said, if Tank Davis just got in the game, like he said, just to earn a dollar and a living and get out his circumstances, cool. But don't make up and twist narratives and these false narratives and these false angles talking about you couldn't send these guys contracts, because that's lies. Period. Period. You could have began negotiation. Yeah, you don't wake up and just send a contract. We know this. You ain't got to know the business. You wake up, you don't wake up and say, here goes a contract to Shakur Stevenson. No, you contact his team, you work your way to the contract. You understood what Ray Jackson was getting at. Come on, man. Stop being Captain Literal. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue. This is the problem. Making up excuses and lies for Tank Davis when he's telling the world he ain't have no interest in fighting these guys anyway. He just got in there for $1. Period. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.